next, I'm going to go over version 2 of Rafiq, or else I'm just going to call it version 2. It's had a card here or there added for a very, very, very long time. So it's... who knows what version it actually is, but let me just write something down. There we go. Alright. So now we're going to delve into version 2. So we're going to do in and outs of... I kind of wonder if I should just do it direct. I think we'll just do it direct. So let's do deck editor. Save deck as Rafiq. Let's change to version 2. And let's do 2/25/2023. Okay. EDH version 2 Rafiq. Alright, so now we're going to start going through the in and outs. I got my stack of cards here next to me. So it's going to be real easy to do this. So Rafiq, Dragon Predator. Okay, so we're going to pop this in, probably pop something out. So we got Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower. That's in the deck now. Let's see. Beast Within. Pretty sure, yep. Bant Charm. Pride Mage. Martial Coup. Hollow Burial. Giant Killer. There's a new one. Giant Killer. Giant Killer is a removal spell and a cheap creature that you can equip to. So there's really no downside to it. So let's see, put that in that pile. Do I have a Mystic Confluence in here? I do not. So okay. Alright, there's no way I don't have a Swords to Plowshares in here. Yep, Swords to Plowshares. Path to Exile. Supreme Verdict. Wrath of God. Sword of Feast and Famine. Fire and Ice. Oh, Sino and Steel. Sword of Sino and Steel. That was a new addition. I already know which one that replaced. That replaced Sword of Body and Mind. Cut. Alright. Lightning Greaves. Swiftfoot Boots. I know Stormforge Mystic is in. Consecrated Sphinx. Grand Abolisher. Dosan. Chameleon Colossus. Mother of Runes. Commander Esha. Phantasmal Image. Gideon, ooh, new one, but might be on the cut block. So we got Sigarda's Aid. So Sigarda's Aid, you may cast aura or equipment spells though they had flash. That's really a minor trick. It's okay. It's mostly here to save you some mana. Whenever equipment enters the battlefield under control, you may attach it to target creature you control. So that's going to save you some equipped mana, which is important because the deck doesn't play a lot of mana ramp. Nor do I really want it to. I'd rather just keep everything low cost. Okay, Warhammer, War and Peace, Shadow and Light. I know Void Slime is in the deck, but it's on the cut pile for sure. Okay, we got Thalia. Heretic Cathar. So I kind of want to cut this. First strike, creatures and non-basic lands your opponent's control enter battlefield tap. So early game, it's amazing, like super duper amazing. Mid game, it's still good, but if you draw this late game, you really hate it. You wish it had some other kind of protection effect than what it currently does. So Jite, Sublime Archangel, Baneslayer, Ooze, Eternal Witness, Evacuation, Mind Spring, Sylvan Library, Factor Fiction. Pretty sure that's there. Yep, okay. Elspeth. Steel Shipper's Gift, Sol Ring. Ooh, Sarah Ascendant. Okay. That is super not Sarah Ascendant. Try again? Really? Crazy. Okay. Let's, I guess we're gonna search on Gather what Sarah Ascendant does. Okay. Lifelink. As long as you control 30 or more lifelink, Sarah Ascendant gets +5/+5 and has flying. This got taken out of the deck because it was really unfair in Commander. But then the deck has to compete against really other fair decks, so I got put right back in. so it's amazing. Cost 1. Okay. Sun Titan. Ooh, true name Nemesis. Alright, so True Name Nemesis absolutely fits the protection effect. So True Name Nemesis enters the battlefield, choose a player. True Name Nemesis has protection from chosen player. So it has protection from them, and it's getting through no matter what, and they can't kill it unless they blow the board. So 100% on theme. Really, really good. Really, really, really good. Sigarda, Geist Saint Traft, Oracle, Mirror Crusader, Invisible Stalker, Thada. Ooh, Night of Autumn. Night of Autumn. So Night of Autumn got put into the next version of the deck that we're doing now. And it got put in because I needed a little bit more artifact or enchantment destruction. Couldn't cost more than 3. A creature or permanent was relevant because of Sun Titan. And if it attacked and it died, it wasn't that big of a deal. So, and yeah, just good. Okay, so this is a newer card that's making its way in. Myrel. So Myrel is replacing Hero of Bladehold for its protection effect. So Myrel, during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So the deck needs this effect. It literally needs this effect. There's already 2, but Myrel's a good addition. And whenever Myrel Shield of Argive attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier, artifact, creature tokens, or X is the number of soldiers you control. So it's going to be 1. It's going to be 1. So that's kind of whatever. But it builds the second turn. So it doesn't create as many creatures as Hero of Bladehold. But the relevancy is you cannot play spells on my turn. So that's why it's going in. Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, Modami. Oh, we made it to the lands. Okay, so we're going to have to probably look at these lands a little bit closely because it's been a minute. Okay, Savannah. Let me separate out the basics that come up. Seachrome. Yep. Tropical Island. Yep. Hinterland Harbor. Sungrass Prairie. Celestial Colonnade. Cards like Celestial Colonnade are really important. Like you're light on creatures, so you need this type of effect. You need extra creatures around. Flooded Strand. Was I playing Flooded Strand at the time? Signs point to no. It's not there, so... Again, I used to have rules about, like, not playing powered up cards. Those rules are gone. Very, very, very gone. I play absolutely whatever I want to play. And, so do my opponents. Because the games get crazy and they get really overpowered really quickly. Let's see. Most of these are already in here. Yep, strip mine, reading hole for sure. Glacial Fortress, shiny foil Glacial Fortress. I don't know if you can see that. So, Brushland. Let's see. Stirring Wildwood. Yep. Razor Verge Thicket. Some of these I really don't need to look for because I know they've just been in the deck for forever. Yellowmine Coast. Like the land base was put together really, really tight a long time ago. So, Hallowed Fountain. Windswept Teeth. Sunpetal Grove. Yep. Seaside Citadel. That's still in here. Yep. Seaside Citadel. I really, really hate tap lands, but the only tap lands you should really play or have amazing abilities or produce all colors. So, Misty Rainforest. Ooh, is this being played still? Temple of Enlightenment. Yep, there it is. Okay. And then we got Temple of False God. And Mystifying Maze. Okay. Okay. So that is most of version 2. Let me just check the lands quick, see how they line up. Got a lot of basics. So forest. Got 5 forests. Jeez. Maybe I should play a little less basic lands. 4 plains and 4 islands. Oh boy. Maybe I do need to look at these lands. Let me count these up. Let me cut the junk. That's not in there anymore. Great Belt Refuge is not in there anymore. So Deer Refuge is definitely not in there anymore. $39 lands. That seems like a lot. Is that? Let me count that. So. That is completely accurate. Okay. Well, I didn't expect to see that many lands, honestly, because usually I do 37, but I probably had some ridiculous time in drawing lands in this deck for forever because it plays some card draw, but it doesn't really play the level of card draw a lot of other decks play. So I guess I went the land route instead of the more card draw route. Because normally you would play 37. Yeah, just normally you do 37. So, okay. That is version 2. Let me cut out the cards that are not there anymore. That's not there. That's not there. That's not there. That's definitely not there. Nope. That's super not there. I don't know why this is the wrong picture. It's super wrong picture for Sarah Ascendant. But sorry, Paragon's not there. Shelter Ancient's not there. Teresan is very much so not there. Troll Static is not there. Oh, I'm down. I think I cut it already down to 100. So let me just check, see if it's all right. Looks good. That's sideboard, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so that is the current version 2 of Rafiq. Alright, and it's still good, it's still fun to play. You'll find that it's a little light on the card draw. You really like the double strike effects with all the swords. Now, there are new generals for this effect in this color pattern. I really haven't wanted to explore this deck that much recently because I've been focused on 2 other decks, and deep diving into a deck build just takes so long. It takes an incredible amount of time. You got to be in the mood for it, and you got to like get your day ready. And the second reason I haven't deep dived into a new version of this deck is because I've realized that equipment wise, at least, in general, like you can do this faster and bigger and more ridiculous with different colors. So let me save version 2 here, and let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's see, life gain, Alexander, card pool. New equipment. I don't know if it's this one. It might be this one, but I think it's this one. Let me check. Yeah, it's this one. This one. Okay. Pretty sure. Let me check the artifacts. Or let me just check because it's mostly red. Red and white. Yeah, it's probably this. Oh, it's definitely this one. This is here. Transformers here. So I definitely did a card pool search here at one point. So let me just rename this. So let's do... let me just save it. So save load deck. So this is currently EDH new equipment deck. It's probably gonna need to be retitled ton of cards have been added here since 2020. So let's just retitle this to, I guess, Commander Equipment Deck, and it's gonna be red, white, X as far as I can tell. It's a red, white, X. 25, 20, 23. So let's go through the creatures, because that's what's important here. Enters the battlefield. If you control another knight, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a knight or a legendary artifact card from among them. Put it in your hand, put the rest of them by my library. Random order. Let me find the equipment effects. Whenever you attack a player with one or more equipped creatures, draw a card. So the incentive was, this could be your commander, you could draw a card. You may attach an equipment from a creature you control. You may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature against indestructible in turn. It's okay for that ability. You're not really looking for that, though. Let me try and find the crazy stuff. Okay, here's the crazy stuff. So, one of the biggest issues with the old Rafiq deck is equipping things is not completely free. Alright? That was a mana sink most turns. Now, you could argue that even though beginning of combat in your turn, you may equip any number of auras and equipment you control to target permanent or player. You could argue that this is great and all, but what if they kill it? Well, you're already playing white, and you're probably going to like redo some of those protection effects where they can't play spells on your turn, as I can think of 2 off the top of my head, and there's probably more. So, but the question always is, like, is that good enough? And you're just looking and looking and looking, and you're not really sure. When armory automation and battles are attacked, you may attach any number of target equipment you control to it. So you want free equipped. You want your creatures to do that. Even if, or your general to do that. Whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, if one or more permanents or sacrifice activate, I don't know why that was put in, but okay. Aster Bearer Blades cost 4. Possible commander. Equipment you have equipped 1. Vehicles you control have crew 1. So I don't really care about vehicles that much. I know there's a lot of cards for it, but you can go both ways. This lets you go both ways. Whenever Aster Bearer Blades enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may build an equipment or vehicle card from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest of them bottom of your library in order. So it can be your commander. You can play it. You literally most likely draw an equipment. Lowers your equip cost, but is it like the best one? Because if I'm gonna make an entirely new equipment deck, I want it to be the best one, and I want the equipment to be free. I don't even want to pay 1. I really don't want to pay 1. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I know this jazz here costs 6 and all, but whenever Arax Survivors enters the battlefield, you return target equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If you do, you may attach it to Arax Survivors. So the equipment has to be really, really good. Which there are. There's plenty of things that are really, really good that fit this. Let me see if there's anything else that stands out. 2 mana, attach all equipment. Yep. Attach target equipment, control target creature, press squire. Each creature you control gets +2/+0, and each equipment for attached to it, you may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost of the first equip ability you activate each turn. So I do want to pay 0, but I also want to do this for multiple equipment. So I don't know if this entirely fits the bill. I just don't know if it quite gets there. So this has been the debate for the second version of the equipment deck. Because Rafiq's fun, it does a lot of cool things, but it's slow. Slow. Equipped creatures you control have flying and haste. Built-in mana ability. So you're paying for the equipment with his ability. His second ability is a bonus. Danthea will probably find its way into the Rafiq deck just because it's better than that uncommon I showed above. It costs less. It's better in general. So first strike, vigilance, lifelink. Okay, so way better than that 6 mana uncommon. When Danthea Belenius Hope enters the battlefield, you may put an aura equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. So that's super duper important to have that ability for free. It's like Sun Titan, except slightly better in some circumstances. Let's see. Copy your equipment. Really good equipment-esque creature. It's gonna be free to equip most of the time on Fervent Champion. When Fervent Champion attacks, another target attacking knight you control gets +1/+0 until end turn. Yeah. Here is the alternate to Rafiq. If you don't want to go, you may look at the top card of your library anytime. I mean, you could argue I could play this, but in the Rafiq deck, you may cast aura and equipment spells from the top of your library. Whenever you cast an equipment spell this way, gains one of its equipment enters the battlefield, attach a target creature you control. So that's some really good draw. The equipped is free. I could potentially play that in Rafiq right now, and I'd have to really go through. It could probably just straight up replace Sigarda's Aid. Honestly, Sigarda's Aid is just so jank, and the ability just doesn't matter. You're saving the mana off of Sigarda's Aid, but why don't I just want to draw cards? I have a lot of potential draw from, and Sigarda's Aid was definitely on a chopping block, and this is definitely the heavy consideration. So let me just jot that down, because there will be a version 3 of Rafiq, and this will probably be one of the cards in there for version 3. The backside. Nah. other side's better. Whenever a equipped recruiter dies, return to his owner's hand. So again, slightly better, but I mean, there's all kinds of things I could play. I think the main issue of the deck is it's like really low costed, and some things are just difficult to play without extra mana fixing. So free equipped has flying and double strike. So all your creatures are dead. You still have your equipment. You play it. Boom. Heavenly Blade Master. There's a lot of reasons to play red. A lot of red creatures just free equipped. Like, yes, it's a generic 2/3, but your equipment is free. Or you could do that similarly with a commander, but if they kill your commander, can you really play that commander tax over and over again? It's kind of the downside there. And then you got really weird stuff like Kodama the West Tree that should really find its way into Rafiq. But then some of the equipment would definitely have to be changed a little. Let me write down Kodama. Kodama of the West Tree. Because it's crazy. It really is. Let me see if there's anything new. Let's see. Oh, Megatron with a thought, because your opponents can't cast spells during combat, but yeah. Yeah. What's the other side of Megatron? You've already seen my rel, so cost 6. It's really not that great of an ability. The hammer just gives your creatures indestructible, which is good. But hammer of +2. +2. Okay, so it might be a little bit more relevant. Pure Steel Paladin. You could argue that could be in the deck right now, and it was at one point, but you really need those protection effects on your creatures. So you really have to be picky when you do that, unfortunately. Because they're definitely going to kill Pure Steel Paladin, but it might make its way back in, I don't know. The deck needs a bit of a redo. But I'm just showing you guys all the other ideas that I've had. Let's see if there's anything else to talk about in here creature wise for new shiny amazing commanders. This is what really burns me. Vigilance, Menace. Whenever equipped a creature you control attacks, you may draw a card and lose 1 life. Equipment you control have equipped Knight 0. So this is probably your best option because of equip 0 and draw. I just don't want to play knights. I don't. I've never been a fan of creature themes. I mean, yeah, a bunch of the cards in the deck are already knights. But it also costs 6. So 10 of my card slots are going to have to be devoted to ramp as mana rocks or whatnot. I really don't like doing that. So I'm really tired of having mana rocks constantly in decks, except maybe like 3 and Dynamo, like big mana rocks. Don't really want to have to worry about color fixing this heavily. I don't want another 3 color deck per se. Because I've played 3 color decks plenty of times, and I can tell you, color fixing always comes up. I have a crazy number of fixing lands in Rafiq. It seems like I have perfect mana, but it always comes up. I don't know if there was anything else that I would have. Commander considerations. Nah. Honestly, I know it's a mythic rare, whatever, but it's really lame. Whenever white soul steal attacks, draw a card for each, or an equipment attached to it, it's kind of whatever. Like, it's really kind of whatever. I've done this angle, it's okay. But you can see there's all kinds of new equipment enabler cards. So if I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into a new deck, I want it to be really, really, really good. I don't want it to just junk around and get steamrolled, if you know what I mean. So let me copy these over to the idea pile for copy, not cut. So okay, toss that in the idea pile. All those cards would make sense. I am definitely retweaking Rafiq right now just a little bit. Maybe I'll get up a version 3 of it, but I wanted to get version 1 and 2 out there the way they are now before I start messing with it. I really don't think this is going to get a major revamp. It's going to be like a minor revamp, a couple cards here or there. It's still fun. It's still good. It's still enjoyable. There are just crazier things you can do when you plan out for free equipping, though. And let me just go up to the equipment list on that other deck. So the new EDH equipment deck. So artifact. So let's just find something that's crazy. Or rather, find something that I've always wanted to play. Let's see. something here. Let's hopefully find one. We have tons of equipment, but it's oh, what? Okay. I don't know. I've done these searches so often, it gets a little confusing sometimes for these versions of the deck. I try and date them and do version numbers. But let's just... is it in sideboard? I'm probably in the sideboard. Yeah, everything's in the sideboard. Okay. So Argentum Armor. I've always wanted to play Argentum Armor in a deck. Problem is it costs 12. But it gives +6/+6 whenever a creature attacks, destroy target permanent. So you cannot pay the equip cost for this. It is unaffordable. It either has to equip for free or be put on the battlefield for free, preferably both. But in a remake of an equipment deck, you'll want to play Argentum Armor. Let me find another crazy thing that needs to go in. Okay, here it is. Colossus Hammer. Why do I want a free equip deck? Because I want to give my creature a +10/+10. Okay. Crazy artifact number 2. In fact, let's just write them down for crazy level, power level. So you got Argentum Armor, Colossus Hammer, oh, freaking Godsent. Yeah. I could play this in Rafiq now. It's just, it was such a problem getting the double white sometimes. Whenever a creature becomes blocks or becomes blocked by one or more creatures, you may exile one of those creatures. Opponents can't cast cards with the same name as cards that exile Godsent. So, yeah, you definitely want to play Godsent. So, when you look through the equipment, you want to find power level high all the time. Like, you don't want to mess around. Heartseeker. Heartseeker is temperamental because you have to tap it to destroy a creature. But if you're doing this repeatedly, it'll work. So you have to have free equipment. Have to have free equipment. Okay, so Orc Cleaver seems a little benign, but it does give +5. And if you're playing free equipment, you're not paying the 5, so it costs 2. Which, that's amazing. All the swords. Okay, Sword of Cauldron. Whenever a creature deals damage to a creature, remove that creature from the game. So that's boom, another reason to play a powered up free equipment. It's because you want to pay 4, but you don't want to pay 4 again. There's actually all kinds of crazy other stuff. There really is. I think I have that in the master card pool. Let me just check. Because I do these deck searches and I just finally decided, look, I need a master card pool so I don't like get them confused for. So I'm throwing all my new ideas in the master card pool. And let's find that powered up juicy stuff. So World Slayer. I've always wanted to play World Slayer. It just doesn't work most of the time. You have to give your creature indestructible. So again, when you're looking into equipment, you want to look into all equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks or blocks, it and zombies you control gain death touch. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, create that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. So the power level on that's ridiculous. They've made a whole bunch of them like this. The Reaver Cleaver. One of the new ridiculous ones that's on par with Sword's power level, honestly. Whenever a creature gets +1 on its trample, whenever this creature does combat damage to player, create that many treasure tokens. Okay, so we got black, got red. The new swords. The new swords are also around. So we got +1/+1 counter and proliferate. So you may want to like just think about that. This one is search for a land and bounce a creature. So Sword of Hearth and Home. Sword of Forged Frontier is a little iffy because I really like the extra land, but I don't particularly care for exile draw. But it's probably still playable. Sunforger is amazing. I've always wanted to make that work. Oh yeah. Scepter of Celebration. Whenever equipped a creature deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green white citizen creature tokens. It's pretty much off the chart for how powerful it is. Same thing with Robe with the Archmagi. Creature deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards. Mask of the Schemer is amazing. The only thing I'm kind of wondering is things like Nestle Cyst are being printed. Whenever equivalent creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Do I really need to go hard equipment centric when I can do artifact or enchantment? Clearly there's something for that, but is the equipping free still? That's the key. Has to be. Oh, yeah. Cauldron Complete was probably the craziest thing I've seen. Even though it costs 7, who cares? It does everything you want it to do. Everything. Oh, Fractal Harness was ridiculous too. Double counters. Ridiculous. Fiend Lash was really good. Bone Saber was crazy too. That actually would be really good. Pump effect in Rafiq. But again, I really need to make this stuff free. So I will end up looking through Rafiq again later. Freaking Belt of Giant Strength is outrageous. I don't care about equip 10 if I can equip for free. So, but you get the idea. You get the idea. So that has been the 2 current versions of Rafiq, old version, current version I'm playing, and some ideas for version 3 or maybe alternate commander deck. My only complaint with Rafiq is, again, it does a little of everything, and it's more of a multiplayer deck. It's still tons of fun. I love playing it because you love doing crazy stuff with your swords and hitting people twice with these abilities. And that's what the deck does, and it does it really well. So I will have the old version and version 2 posted online on Moxfield, and you'll see it along with my other decks pretty soon. And I think that's it for right now. That's what I wanted to go over, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I will probably be back later today after a little bit of lunch, and maybe more Rafiq for version 3, or maybe I will start diving into another commander deck I have that Own a Queen of Fae that you haven't seen yet. It got mothballed because it was too good. It's a combo deck, and it got mothballed because of that, because I would just win every game, and it was unfun for the people playing against me, because you're playing, and then like, oops, I win, here's my infinite combo. I like high synergy and big effects. I don't really care for oops, I win, but the reason it was made a long time ago was because other people were playing oops, I win, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna stop that and do it myself. Anywho, this has been Matthew over at Channel 35, HND the Hand. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you didn't catch the live stream, I know it's available for like a couple days, but this will eventually be ported over to my YouTube channel. I have been trying to do like 1 video a day, so this is going to be pushed out pretty far in the future because I've already made a whole bunch of other videos. So this is probably going to come out there in let's see, like 2-ish weeks. Anyway, I'll probably be back later with more magic, and you have a good day. Bye.